पैसे से पैसा तो बनता है, ये आपने सुना ही होगा. And today's theme is like this. Many times we complicate our investing process, but if you look around, the investing ideas and the themes and the sector are generally around you. So you need to ask yourself whether you are looking good enough around you and trying to spot some of these crazy mega trends which are playing out in front of you. I'll give you an example what is proxy investing and how you can do common sense investing by looking at things and the themes which are generally playing out in front of your eyes. Say for example, you see that a lot of people are ordering food online, they are ordering groceries online. You can actually buy stocks around these places. For example, in India you have players like Zomato and Swiggy and so on and so forth. If people are eating more and more pizza, you can probably invest into stocks which are manufacturing pizza, or some companies which are actually supplying consumables to these pizza manufacturers. So this is called as a proxy investing, and also it is called a common sense investing, where you are looking at themes which are just playing out around you. Like say for example, if you went to a shop and you saw that, hey, in this electrical shop there is a dearth of transformers, and transformers are very very scarce these days. You can actually buy a company which is manufacturing transformer and you can actually benefit from it. So a lot of these things actually you can play intuitively. So today I'm going to share something around you which is happening, which is a lot of people doing SIPs, and how you can play this theme of SIP where everybody is putting so much of money, but जिसको ये लोग पैसे बना के देते, how to ride the stock of these companies, how to play this theme. And to give you a context, last month, like while I'm recording this video, in October 2024, we had 25,000 crores worth of SIP money that came in just one single month. It was an all-time high number that is hitting, and I feel we are just getting started. So if you also want to know about this entire sector, how this is playing out, how you can benefit as an investor, how to think about this proxy play, what are some of the characteristics about it, and what is the entire TechnoFunda analysis of this mega trend that is playing in front of your eyes. If you want to know all about it, let's jump inside this video and I'll go deep dive and decode the entire sector for you, and how you can actually understand the entire value chain of this wealth management and mutual fund industry analysis sector, where you can deep dive and answer all your questions which you might be having in your mind. So let's go here. All right, so the topic of today is wealth management industry at an inflection point? And this is a quick disclaimer that some of the stocks which I'll be discussing I might be having in the portfolio. All the disclaimer and disclosure are here, you can read it, and we are SEBI Registered research analyst. Now let's go forward. This is please treat it like a mental model to find out more and more such sectors and themes. These are all illustration purpose, not recommendatory in nature. And investment in security markets are subject to market risk. Read all related documents carefully before investing. Now, the first thing, which is a big mega trend that is happening, as I said, is called the financialization of savings. So what does it mean? It means that now, today's time and age, more and more people are putting money into financial assets. And we had a lot of schemes like Jandan, where a lot of people opened bank account for the first time. And then COVID came in, and a lot of people actually opened up demat accounts. And with the lot of push around financialization, curbing the black money, reducing the cash, we had demonetization, we had 2000 rupees note which was getting removed. We are entering into formal economy of GST and a lot of formalization that is happening in the sector. So this entire mega trend towards digitalization and financialization is making more and more people invest into financial assets. So if you see the trend from 2016, where we had physical savings of 55% and financial saving of 45%, we have notched that up to 48%, and that is still growing. Like, this is a still dated data. If you see recent data, it is almost like 49-50% of assets now into financial savings. If you think about still what is the opportunity size, a lot of people tell me, that will this mega trend even continue further? And I just tell them, see the kind of size of property market which we have in India, and with curbing of cash and a lot of formalization that is happening, and more opportunities, more and more companies getting listed, and more aware middle class population, I feel there is a lot of room where financial assets will actually take share of the property market. And in fact, even if you see the pie in the financial market, the majority of it is PPF and bank deposit. If you see the equities penetration is still only 4.7% as we speak. Okay, so this is a big mega trend. And as the taxation on the fixed income, and already you are seeing the bank deposits are at all-time low. People are losing interest in bank deposits because after tax you actually don't make much money after adjusting for the inflation. Okay, so this trend is here to stay. It is only going to accelerate. That is what I feel. Now let's try to understand what are the shifts that is happening. What is the kind of participation that is happening inside this sector? So I'll share my screen again and let's go and understand what is the participation. So if you see the demat accounts, particularly because of COVID and a lot of people getting that financial awareness, and a lot of people like us who are propagating financial literacy, and now people are taking informed decision. What has happened is, for 60 years in the history of our country, for 60 years I'm talking about, we had only been able to open almost roughly 3 crore demat accounts. 60 years after independence, it slowly crawled in terms of opening the demat accounts. But if you think about the trend that has shifted in just last 4.5 years, from 4 crores, we have touched almost 17 crores as we record this video. And this is rapidly increasing. There are multiple reasons behind it. One, as I said, the financial literacy is increasing. Second, the opportunities now are immense because now you have SME companies and more companies are getting listed. Even the new age companies like Paytm and Zomato and Policy Bazaar and a lot of these amazing companies, which earlier was only privy to private equity, are also now available to retail investors. So the opportunities and the ease with which you can buy and sell is getting better and better day by day, and that is only going to continue more in the age of AI and the way we are shifting the world. Okay, so the financial assets are here to stay, and more importantly, people are also putting money into mutual funds and stock market, and particularly on the equity mutual fund sides of the things. Okay, so let's understand that and decode it a bit more. So if you see the mutual funds AUM, and this just doesn't have like a equity mutual fund, but all kinds of mutual funds. Now again, in India, people think mutual fund is only equity mutual fund. There are multiple types of mutual funds. But if you see the kind of growth rate at which the industry is growing is almost 20% CAGR over last 10 years. And it's actually getting accelerated. If you see this data point, this is where it is very interesting. Like from 22 crore, we just doubled in, more than doubled in just 3 years. Okay, so that's like a crazy 25% kind of CAGR if you think about it. Now, the thought process which I want to leave you with is, if the sector as a whole is growing 20-25% and it continues to grow for a very long period of time, think about इससे पैसा कौन बना रहा है, right? So who is getting benefited from this entire SIP money that is flowing inside the capital markets? Who all will get benefited inside this entire value chain? And that is what I am going to answer, so that you get a big picture, you get a perspective around how to think about any mega trend, how to ride the mega trend. And of course, we'll discuss a lot of stock specific details around what all stocks are there which are listed and how you can think about the value chain. And by the way, if you are really liking this PPT, you can actually download this PPT. I'll give you the link to it. All of you can go to this link, which is called technofunda.co/wealth. And it is also there in the description, in the comment section, everywhere you can find this link. But this is the entire PPT which you should actually preserve for a long time, because this mega trend is here to stay. and this will also help you to refresh the concepts later on, even if you watch the video right now. Another thing which I've done is I've created a very powerful video, like just in case you want a proper methodology for investing into SIPs. I have created a video called how to do SIP and what is the SIP strategy. You can search with Vivek Mashrani, SIP, how to do SIP in stocks. Okay, and I've covered the entire methodology around it. And not only that, what I've done is I've shared an entire SIP tool where you can use this tool to understand how much amount of SIP I should be doing, and you can even determine the stocks and the amount, and everything is auto calculated. Okay, so it's like a powerful calculator which I've given. So you can even download this SIP tool, so that if you are investing into mutual fund or in future also you're planning to invest, you can actually benefit from this powerful video as well as this tool which I've given to all my YouTube participants. And with that note, just to let you know, if you are watching this for the first time and you don't know me, I am Vivek Mashrani, and I am calling myself as TechnoFunda Investing Specialist. I blend technicals and fundamentals for long-term as well as positional investing. I'll share some of the details around how I do this. I'll give you some examples during the session itself. Once we understand the value chain, after that I'll be doing a lot of those TechnoFunda analysis of lot of wealth management stocks, mutual fund related stocks, and the value chain around this entire SIP mutual fund theme which we are learning right now. And if you are not following me on Twitter, you can even follow me here at @Mashrani Vivek. Now let's move forward and let's try to understand that is this just the beginning or where we are in this entire mega trend. Okay, so let me share the screen, and this is what you can think about. So in India, mutual fund AUM as a percentage of GDP is just 18% right now. And if you compare it with some of the biggest of the biggest player, we have long way to go. Even if you compare with countries like China, we are still lot behind in terms of the penetration. So as the country grows, you might see the increase, and we might have a catch-up game with a lot of these other countries versus what we are right now. So right now we are under penetrated, and this penetration can go further. And if you see the number of mutual fund investor also, it is crazily increasing. So right now around 4.7 crores unique mutual fund investors are there. And my guess is that if there are 17 crore demat accounts, which means a lot of people are doing F&O, a lot of people are doing, just for the sake of IPO, somebody are doing like direct investing. But majority of the population who are doing F&O and IPO ultimately comes either into the direct stocks or they come into mutual fund. Okay, and in this video you learn like how by understanding and investing in direct stocks and this entire sector directly, how you can benefit and what is the entire value chain. So I'll go deeper and let's decode it further. So if you see, as I mentioned, that last month as we speak, the overall SIP money actually has gone crazy. So right now we are like 25,000 crore of SIP, which is like monthly inflow. And this diagram is very powerful. If you see, the SIP AUM is increasing like crazy. And this is like the entire AUM I'm talking about. Okay, so like last year, it was 10.7 lakh crores. And in this first half, if you see, in the first quarter, we are at 13.4. And this was only 4.3 lakh crore in 2021. So we are like almost 3 times in terms of the SIP AUM itself, which means people are regularly investing. They are putting money month on month on month. Now, as an investor, try to think about it. What is that theme which you want to ride as an investor? Okay, so how you want to benefit from this SIP? And to understand that, you need to understand the value chain. So if you are all ready for going into the value chain, just type ready in the comment box and let's go into the value chain. Okay. Now this is again a quick glance through like how the deposits are going down recently and the mutual funds are increasing. But I want to discuss what is the characteristics of these businesses and what are these companies. So best part about the value system or the value chain which we are going to learn around this mutual fund industry and the SIP industry, or whatever you want to call it, wealth management industry, is it is highly scalable. See, please understand this. If you have like a 10 lakh crore which is getting managed by few managers, and then if you want to scale it to 2 times, you actually don't need to hire too many people, and it's all technology driven, it's all digital. Okay, thanks to the digitalization during COVID and acceleration of that, and the kind of ecosystem 5G and everything which we have, the way we can scale these businesses are very easy compared to normal business. Like if you are running a factory, to put up a new plant and ensure it is all compliant and all the regulatory requirements are met and the production is on time and everything, it takes a lot of effort to scale. So compared to a traditional business which is more like industrial business, it is extremely easy to scale business which are digitally driven. And if you see like how SEBI and a lot of the ecosystem around is making possible all these digital ecosystem around KYC and API access and KRA portal access, everything is getting more and more streamlined. So because we as a research analyst, we have been part of this ecosystem, right? So in our research report services also, now we can digitally sign our research services reports, and even to fetch KYC of our customer, when we give them recommendation, when we onboard our customer, we also do KYC for our customers, right? So now that is also digital. If you want to get an API, it is possible, and it's so smooth. Even for payment collection, when we collect payment for our members or our clients for research services, it's all digitally done, and there is like real time they get access, and the KYC and everything is streamlined. So it's like so powerful ecosystem which we are building in the Indian capital markets. In fact, the T+1 to T+0 kind of settlement has been also like one of the first mover digital transformation which we have done in our country. And with UPI and all the e-mandate, these SIP money is so sticky. The mutual funds are able to collect the money every single month without calling the customer, without the customer going to the net banking and doing the transaction. It's all auto mandate, auto deduction that is happening. Okay, and even the transactions within the stocks is becoming very, very easy. So the point is, the ecosystem is getting more and more scalable, and hence these businesses are also getting scalable. Now, we will come to some of the other points later, but this is a low fixed cost business. Okay, so you don't need more than an office and all the technology and softwares and all that. You don't need to actually put up a factory to run these kind of businesses, right? A lot of these are technology driven with much lesser manpower. Even for mutual fund, if one fund manager is managing a mutual fund, they can manage much bigger scale also. The stock ideas and everything, the execution pretty much is not having much of fixed cost as such. And because of this, these companies are having minimal debt, or they are generally debt free. And we'll learn about these traits, how there is these traits. But let's go to the value chain. So there are 4 important parts when it comes to the value chain of this wealth management and mutual fund or SIP industry or SIP theme, whatever you want to talk about. First is the AMCs, which are asset managers. What do these asset managers do? They actually handle the money directly. So these are the people who are actually creating these mutual funds, and people can actually invest into these funds. So there are multiple types of funds. There are large cap funds, index funds, there are gold funds, debt funds, balance funds. There are a lot of mutual funds which are there, and all these asset management companies hire fund managers for these different mutual funds, and then people can actually do SIP and lump sum investment into these mutual funds. So where this money is going into this cup is the AMCs. Now AMCs, they create a structure, but ultimately they are investing into the stocks within the portfolio or if it is a different debt funds or all those kind of things, they are actually buying those financial assets within their mutual fund. Now, when this transaction is happening, there is a role of distributor. So many times retail investors are not able to directly take a decision around which mutual fund to buy, what stocks they need to do SIP, which company they need to go with. So that is where a lot of these distributors like Prudent, Anand Rathi, Wealth First, Nuvama, all these come into the picture. And not only they distribute mutual fund, but they also distribute a lot of wealth management related services. Now there are transfer agents and your CAMS kind of companies and K-Fintech kind of companies, which are actually helping all these transactions done smoothly. They also help in terms of KYCs, like CAMS is one of the major KRA agency which help all the mutual funds to ensure that they are having a proper KYC validated customer, and also they help into the transfer of the shares as well. Now, apart from that, there are other proxy plays like BSE has a BSE Star mutual fund platform which facilitates the transactions and in and out of these mutual fund units. They ensure the NAVs and everything is correct, and the transactions are seamless, and there is a good interface between the AMCs as well as the customer. And then of course CDSL goes without saying, like it holds the shares in the dematerialized format. They also have a KRA agency, like it's called CVL. We as a research analyst, we are onboarded with CVL and we do our KYC with CVL portal. And they also are like a gateway. They are like a toll gate for a lot of these, businesses to transact the shares. Okay. Now this is the value chain. And what we'll do is we'll do a TechnoFunda analysis of these companies. What is the overall trend? How does it look like? And what essence you can get from this entire sector. Now again, these are not stock recommendation, but I'll give you a perspective of how I like to connect the dots. We will also learn about these parameters, how to check. And I'll also give you the perspective in terms of charts. So what I've done is, first let's do a technical kind of understanding of what all these businesses are. So what I've done is I've listed all these companies. And by the way, if you want to download all these things, you can go to this link and you can download the entire presentation which I'm sharing. And also, what I will be sharing now is how to pick up strong stocks and top performing stocks. Okay, so there is a video also which I've done. So if you search with how to pick top performing stocks, Vivek Mashrani, you will get this video also, and you can go through my YouTube channel to get a lot of such amazing videos. So now what these stocks stand for. So if you see CAMS, there is a classic pattern in technical analysis which is called like this cup pattern. And then there is a breakout that happened from this cup pattern. So you can see there was a breakout with a high volume, and this is where it actually went into a stage 2, where stage 2 is more like an advancing phase. And even in this kind of market condition, like while I'm speaking, the market is down 10% from its all-time high, but these stocks are actually staying strong. And if you want to know more about relative strength and how to pick up, as I said, go deeper into this video. Now there are other stocks like BSE. If you see the same pattern, it actually gave a cup pattern. It broke out. We had this in our recommendation to our clients, our research clients. We had done some 2x, 3x in these stocks as well. But still it is in an uptrend. You can see this. HDFC AMC, again, same kind of turnaround story. It went from a cup and handle breakout, and pretty much you will see the same pattern across. But the best part is if you see the volumes are increasing, which means a lot of accumulation is happening and a lot of buying is happening into these stocks. And same goes with NAM India. It actually broke out here, and then now it is again near the all-time high territory. If you see, the volumes are also increasing. And that story goes on and on for Wealth First. If you go for Anand Rathi, these are also like breaking out, almost making a new all-time high. Nuvama, Prudent, all of them are in a secular mega trend uptrend. Now a lot of time people say, hey, these are already new highs, can it go further? Now I don't know whether they will go further or not. By my perspective is, if a stock wants to become a multi-bagger, it will go into multiple new highs during its journey. Like it will make a high here, 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 it will make a high here. Okay, so what I do personally is in TechnoFunda we have an exit system. Like this is how we play it. Like I use this indicator called Shaktiman. When there is a downtrend like this, I exit those stocks. Again, when there is a consolidation like this, I exit, and then I re-enter when the base gets formed and there is a follow-up action. So I don't know when my exit will trigger, but with the help of technical analysis and with the help of such tools, I take better decision to actually uh, manage my risk. Now we will come to some of these points, like how these businesses are scalable, high operating margin. We'll take example of one stock called CDSL. Okay, this is just a example for you to understand the concept. Now if you see this stock, if you historically see, this company was having like around 50 to 55% kind of margin, and if you see even earlier it was like 37% kind of margin. That time the growth was very slow, and you can connect the dots. That time the demat accounts were not so much. The major shift happened after COVID. So if you see, even in terms of fundamentals, the major shift happened after COVID. And I own this stock, just as a disclosure. I have it since some time now, and you can see like this multiplied in terms of sales. Now because the sales went up, as I said, there is not much of incremental fixed cost. The operating profit shooted up even more faster. Like if you see, this went from 225 to 100, which is almost 4 times, but the operating profit went almost 6 times higher, which means the margins went from 40% to 60%. And if you see the profit, it went 5 times higher, although the sales grew only almost 4 to 4.5 times, but profit grows more than 5 times. So this is called high operating leverage. So this happens because these have a low fixed cost, and these are very scalable. Okay, and generally if you see, these companies will not have any debt. So if you go to balance sheet, these are all debt free businesses. Why? Because they are cash generating machines, right? If they are able to scale, there is not much of cost, everything flows down as a profit. So if you see here, out of 225 crore, 107 crore is the net profit, and out of that they've paid like some 20-30 crores of tax, right? 30 crores is a tax, so almost 50% you are going back into the profit. So these are very highly scalable business with high return on capital employed. Like again, I cover this in detail in one of our course called Core Portfolio Blueprint, where I go deeper into a formula called machine formula to learn about all these. But you can get a perspective that what it is going through, and this is called the return ratio. So for every rupee they have invested, they are actually earning 40% as a return on capital employed. And this is the magic of all these powerful businesses. If you want to also know about these ratios, okay, how to know about these ratios, I've done a video called Must Know Financial Ratios. So all of you can do one thing. You can go to YouTube and type Vivek Mashrani Financial Ratios, and you should be able to get this video also. Okay, so learn more from this video. There are a lot of powerful points which I've covered, and there are high entry barriers. Like CDSL is just one, but you cannot get a more number of depositories very soon. Like stock exchange, there are just two. Depository, there are two, CDSL and NSDL. So it's very high entry barrier business where competition can generally not come very easily. Now you need to make sure that these businesses are slightly cyclical, depends upon bull market or bear market. There is a lot of regulatory oversight. There are a lot of regulatory risks also. So please study this sector properly. But I feel it is a very, very interesting sector if you want to think long-term mega trend and you want to study this. If you want to know more about me or you want to catch up on my books, you can go through this. But that is it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed this entire video. You learned something new. You understood the value chain. Now the homework for all of you is to find out the best player in the value chain and think about how you can connect the dots with whatever parameters I talked about. If you want to learn more, you can always go to various YouTube videos which I've posted. If you want my exclusive stock analysis Excel for fundamental analysis, you can go to this link, technofunda.co/Excel, and you can download this entire Excel also. So again, I want to thank each one of you for being till the end. Keep compounding, keep growing, and get the most out of this mega trend, which is the mutual fund and SIP and the wealth management theme. And I am sure when we meet after a few years, you will tell me that Vivek, what a mega trend you identified and what a crazy run it has done in the entire capital markets. So thank you so much. Wish you all the best. Keep compounding, and I'll see you in the next video. Meanwhile, let me know in the comment section what did you feel about this video, and if any interesting sector you find we can analyze together, please type in the comment section so that next time we can review that sector as well. Thank you so much.